President Biden's message on Ukraine be at his UN speech, and are you preparing a new military package for Ukraine?
We are always preparing a new military package for Ukraine. As you know, we do these presidential drawdown packages essentially every couple of weeks, and I think you can anticipate that there will be a further announcement of additional resources and capabilities, additional weapons to go to Ukraine as they continue this counteroffensive and to defend against Russian attacks at some point next week. With respect to his speech, the president will have a substantial section of the speech devoted to the war in Ukraine. He will talk about the fundamental fact that the United Nations Charter, the charter that founded the organization that everybody is gathering next week in New York to engage with, speaks to the basic proposition that countries cannot attack their neighbors and steal their territory by force. That was also a proposition that was at the core of the G20 statement last weekend. It will be a set of principles that he lays out in this speech as he continues to advocate for the very large number of nations that have stood with Ukraine in the UN General Assembly to continue to stand with Ukraine. And he will connect the kind of cooperation we've seen across both the developed and developing world to support Ukraine at the General Assembly, that we need to take that same kind of cooperation and apply it in other contexts as well, where we can deliver for people on the hard global challenges that will be at the center of the agenda for next week. Yeah.
Jake, what is the message that the White House believes that President Zelensky needs to deliver to Congress, particularly Republicans in the House, while he's in town, to convince them to continue supporting U.S. military assistance to Ukraine?
Frankly, I don't believe President Zelensky needs our advice to be an advocate for what Ukraine needs. He has proven over the course of the past 18, 19 months that there is no better advocate for his country, for his people, and for the urgent and continuing need for countries like the United States and our allies and partners to step up to provide the necessary tools and resources that Ukraine needs to be able to effectively defend itself. He will come do that this time, as he has done before. He's had the opportunity in Kyiv over the course of the past several months to host both Democrats and Republicans from both the House and the Senate. So he is very much abreast of the perspective and the discussions that are taking place up on Capitol Hill. And I think he's looking forward to the opportunity not just to see President Biden here at the White House, but also to see congressional leaders from both parties to make the case that the United States has been a great friend and partner to Ukraine throughout this entire brutal war, and that the United States should continue to do that. We have confidence that there will be bipartisan support for this. I think President Zelensky does as well, and he wants to build momentum towards that as we head to the end of the month.